Alright guys, today's goal, the learner will understand rules of exponents. So, let's go over a review. You might want to copy this stuff down for sure. So, we've already gone over all of these. Remember, product of power property. When you multiply the same base, you add the exponents. When you divide the same base, you subtract top minus the bottom. Negative and 0. Anything to the 0 power, 1. Negative means to make it positive, it goes to the denominator. We've been over these a lot. Okay? New properties. So instead of product of power, it's power of a product. Okay? See how you have A times B to the m, and it equals a to the m times b to the m? Well, so look over here. You have 2 times 3 squared. Another way to write that, 2 squared times 3 squared. Now, if you were calculating, that'd be 4 times 9, 36. Which, if you look back, 2 times 3 is 6 squared, 36. But see how you just distribute the m to everything in there. But here's the key. The only operation going on inside that parentheses, multiplication, not addition or subtraction. Okay? So power of a quotient property. Just like the power of a product, power of a quotient property, distribute the m to both the numerator and denominator. Okay? So if you look at this one, you would write that 3 to the third divided by 5 to the third. Well, that's 27 over 125. Okay? Now, power of a power property, meaning you have a power to a power. What do we do here? Well, this says a to the m to the n equals a times mn. Okay? So that means 7, 2 times 3, which is 7 to the 6th. And you just have to use a calculator. But these properties you are going to need to be able to apply today. So make sure you have copied these down like you're supposed to, guys. You've been doing awesome. Let's keep going. So simplify the expression. Okay? So I see 4y to the third. That means I can say this is 4 to the third, y to the third. Well, that would be 64y to the third. So let's look at this one. 3 to the fourth, x to the fourth. So that would, let's see, 3 to the third, what is it, like 270, or 3 to the fourth, 81. X to the fourth. So go ahead and press pause, try the next two. Okay, this one can be a little more difficult because of that negative, but watch. This is what you have to make sure you do. See how I left the negative 5 in parentheses? That's because it's not negative 1, it's the whole negative 5, okay? So that would be negative 125 m to the third. So here's the thing. Make sure you put that one in the negative again. Now, go ahead in your calculator right now and hit negative 7 squared without the parentheses and with the parentheses. Because what's negative 7 squared? That means negative 7 times negative 7. So it's positive 49b squared. This is why you have to be careful when you see those negatives. Make sure you calculate them and apply that rule. So there was one of the properties. So think about what we've done. just try the first problem. Press pause, try the first problem. We're simplifying the expressions again. Okay, so hopefully you did so. Let's see. Distribute it, so you go a squared over 6 squared. Well, can't do anything with the a squared, so it stays a squared. But what is 6 squared? 36. So here we see b divided by c to the third. That means b to the third over c to the third. Now, be careful, guys. Think about those negatives again. Press pause, try to finish this up. Alright? So it starts x squared negative 9 squared. Well, x squared is x squared. Negative 9 squared, positive 81. Alright. This one here, negative 2 to the 5th, and to the 5th. So let's see, negative 2 to the 5th. Well, let's see, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. So it's negative 32 because there's an odd number of negatives. N to the 5th. See how here how our exponent was even and we ended up with a positive 81? The previous page, when the exponent was even, we ended up with positive. When the exponent was odd, it ended up staying negative. It's because even number of negatives means it's positive. Odd number of negatives means it's negative. Okay? Alright, let's move on. Okay, simplify the expression. Write your answer using only positive exponents. That means you don't need to calculate things. You just want positive exponents. So this first one, we say it is 2 to the 3 times 4. Well, what's 3 times 4? 12. 3 to the negative 4 times 2. Well, negative 4 times 2, negative 8. But we need to make that positive, so take the reciprocal, move it down. So here we would get a to the negative 10th, because negative 2 times 5. Put it over 1. Flip it down. 1 over a to the 10th. So press pause, try to do the last one here. Hopefully you did. And what's 7 times 4? 28. So you get b to the 28th. So there's all the new properties we learned about exponents, guys. Let's be ready to roll for tomorrow. So there's the 3 problems you have to do. Notice how it says write your answer using only positive exponents. So you don't need to calculate anything. Leave everything with exponents. Because that will be able to show me that you've really learned the exponents here. Alright? So awesome job. Let's see you tomorrow.